Making your scenes memorable. She's such a character. So thanks for continuing on with writing killer scenes, becoming a scene expert one day. Let's get on with it, all right? So making the most of your scenes. Here's some hints, right? Scenes are where we meet each other. One of the big things that you have to do when you make a scene is introduce characters. Obviously, this doesn't happen at every single scene, but that first meeting of a character in a story, in a scene, really helps us readers understand what that character's role is in the story. So you want to first think, how do I want my reader to feel after the scene? And then you want to think these questions. How do I do that? How does this new character help me do that? How do they make the reader feel after the scene? Did I do that? How can I help the reader remember this character I've just introduced? We've all read books where everyone has a name that starts with a K or an E, and we can't tell Kevin from Kellen or Kendra from Kayla from Keely, right? That first introduction of a character into a scene can help us both remember the character and the scene. Mystery novelists are rock stars at this. They always seem to be introducing characters, and us readers always seem to remember them. And then in high fantasy epics, we sometimes need a list to keep it all straight. So there's a promise that happens, a contract between you, the author, and the reader. When you introduce a character, you're making a promise to that reader that this character matters. And this is especially true for recurring characters, and honestly, almost any character that's named. Don't break that promise. Don't spend 8 chapters with Jonathan Livingston Seagull and then suddenly be about Harry Potter for the next 52, and we never hear about Jonathan again. The reward. We anticipate that Polar the Seltzers that's being introduced on page 1 is going to have a point because he's being introduced on page 1. The reward for the reader is when we get to see the point of the character later on in that scene or another scene. So it's a promise and a reward. You're promising that the character matters, and the reader is getting rewarded for remembering that character later on when they see their point. So making extra cool characters, that's a whole big different thing, right? These are the certain characters that shine on the page, just like certain people that are memorable in real life. So to make those extra cool characters, you want to do the following. You want to give them something that makes them stand out physically and intrinsically. So what do I mean by that? I mean, give them something like a tattoo, a way of bending their foot to the side when they talk. Give them a strong personality trait. Do the work to make them memorable. 2, focus. In real life, it's the people who focus on one goal, strategy, or process who tend to make a big bang. Do that with your characters too. Embrace your quirkiness. This is linked to that memorable trait. Being quirky might make you a bullied kid, which is basically hell. But when you've embraced that difference, your originality, your authenticity, that's when people remember you. If you're in a room full of a dozen white guys in suits, none of them are going to pop out. It's the woman in the flowing skirt that you're going to end up remembering. Hey, thank you for sticking with me for this. And let's go learn some more, all right?